Well, welcome back to the Old Buck Ranch. Today we got a really nice day, although it's supposed to rain later, but what I'm going to try to do today is to create a staff out of hedge wood. I've shot a video doing this before, but this time I'm going to do something a little different. In the past, after I get the bark and all that drawn off, what I typically do is use a Dremel tool to smooth it out and shape it the way I want and get through some of the knots. Well, I bought a belt sander this winter and I haven't used it yet. But my plan is to take the belt sander after I get the bark off and then use that to shape the stave the way I want it. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it works a lot easier, because it's really time consuming to do it with a Dremel tool. It works, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of little sanding discs. So that's the plan, and just wanted to capture a video and show you the process of making these staffs out of hedge wood, and just follow along with us. So here we go. Now this stave here is really long, and I'm going to cut it down to a size that's better suited to making a walking staff. I normally get them a little bit thinner, but this one I wanted to see if I could use the belt sander to narrow it down at the top. So anyway, that's what we're going to try to do today, and so here we go. One thing I mentioned before in my other video, this wood is extremely hard. And I cut these last year. Oh, I guess it was late summer, and they've been sitting up in the woodshed drying. But you can see the really nice color of bark. That's what you're getting to. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the draw knife and draw it out, and we'll take the belt sander and finish it up. So I'll show you how to do that. And I'm just going to take this old antique draw knife and scrape the bark off. There's two layers of bark. There's the outer bark, and then there's another inner layer that covers the heart, and you got to get down through that too. So there's no way to do it but just to do it. Alright, well, I've got the basic shape cut out, and any of you that work with wood understand sometimes the wood dictates to you what the final result's going to be. Indeed, the case here, this one had a really nasty crack all the way down, just about all the way through the wood. So I had to cut that off. Instead of making a walking staff, I'm going to make just like a cane, which is just as cool, and kind of serves the purpose of what I'm doing today for an experiment anyway. But before I do that, get started on the belt sander, I just want to try to do a little bit with this knot, and also on the end I'm going to shave it down a little bit where you can't get to it with the draw knife. So that's just typically what I like to do, just to kind of give it the final shape on the end, and then I'll sand it off round later, but it helps if you get as much of that stuff off as you can. These knots are really nasty. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get most of that off or not with the hatchet, but I give it a shot. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to sand the heck out of it. So. Alright, well, I got the basic shape hacked out. You know, it looks kind of rough where that knot was, but that's okay, because that will sand out, and I just wanted to get the hard part out so I didn't waste time, you know, trying to burn through that. But overall, I think this is going to be a pretty good one. I'm not completely sure yet if that's the right length, but I want to at least start with a little bit more than I thought I would need. And then I can always cut it down more at the end or at the top, depending on what I want to do with it. So, alright. So I'm going to get my sander set up and then go to work sanding. See this. Now I'm going to try to turn the end and kind of make it into a ball shape. I've never used this sander to do that, but that's what I'm going to shoot for now. So. Okay, well now it's time to get to do some serious sanding. Hope you can see this, but when I use the belt sander, you know, it kind of left some gouges and some rough spots. And I'm going to take my hand sander and I'm going to just really go at it, and I'll probably use 3 different grits, you know, a coarse, medium, and a fine grit to finish it up. And it just takes a while to sand all of that off, but it'll look nice in the end. So here we go. Okay, I hit it pretty hard with the coarse sanding disc, and it's looking pretty nice. You can start to see some of the grain coming out now, especially down here. And what I'm going to do, you know, once I get past the next sanding, is I'm going to burn it, bring out the grain a little bit more, and just keep sanding it. It's looking nice. Okay, I hope you can see that. I'm finished burning it. You can really see the grain pop. And once I sand this with the fine grit sandpaper, it's really going to take on a nice glassy sheen. And most of this will be knocked off, except, you know, on some of the spots where the grain is showing. So that's the idea. It's really, really nice. So I've still got a bit more sanding to do, and we'll get that done here in a bit, and we'll finish up. for the most part anyway. And I really like the way it turned out. And at first those little wormholes kind of bothered me, but actually I really like the way that turned out too. Just gives it a little extra character. And at this point I just got a little bit of final cleanup to do, and then I'll treat it with my secret ingredient, which I'll show you in a minute. But I'm very pleased overall with the way it turned out. Very nice. It's just amazing how smooth and hard this hedge wood is. And you really get after it with the sander. It's really nice. Well, I'm done with my new walking stick. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And you can really see how beautiful it is in the sunlight. It really turned out nice. It probably took about, I don't know, about 5 or 6 hours total from start to finish to get it done. And I think the belt sander definitely saved me a lot of time, so I'm very pleased with that. It's just really amazing how nice it looks. You know, the final thing I did, as I mentioned earlier, is I took a little bit of this Burt's Bees hand salve, and I've probably put 8 or 10 coats on here. And what it kind of does, it just kind of brings out the shine of the wood and sort of gives it a nice polish and makes it stand out. And you know, I'd recommend, you know, if you ever tried to do something with hedge wood, once you get it sanded out, you try that. It works pretty nice. So I normally put a tip on them. I'm having a little bit of trouble sourcing tips right now, but that's okay for now. Eventually I'll probably get one on there. Just really nice how it turned out, and I love the character of the knot and all the little wormholes and the knots all through it. It really turned out nice. So, well, here we go. I hope you enjoyed the video, and you know, I'm planning on making some more. I've still got a few more blanks. And I thought about making a tire checker and maybe one a little bit longer, but who knows? We'll just have to see. Basically, you just do what the wood gives you, essentially, and you just go from there. So I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time here at the Old Buck Ranch. So talk to you then.